Hey, what's up, you guys? Bring another action figure review to you. And this is a figure that when I first saw him announced, I definitely wanted to get. I definitely wanted him, and I'm glad that I have him. But there's a very, very big glaring issue on mine, which I'm going to get into further in this review in a bit. But in the meantime, yes, this is the DC Multiverse Mcfarlane Power Suit New 52 Lex Luthor. So, very happy to have him. Very happy to have this guy. Um, this is the box. I got him from Amazon. I tried to rip the tag off there, but it was kind of unsuccessful. But anyway, Lex Luthor Power Suit down there, DC Multiverse. That's basically what it says. You got Lex in his Power Suit. You guys seeing DC Multiverse, Lex Luthor, Power Suit, DC New 52, which I didn't hate the New 52 as much as some people did. You got all the legalities at the bottom. Got a barcode there. You have a picture of Mr. Lex Luthor there. Now his eyes look more towards the center in this photograph, but the actual figure, his eyes is looking off to the side, which I don't really know how I feel about that yet. So you got some of the other figures in the Mcfarlane multiverse line. And same thing on the other side, Lex Luthor, New 52, DC Multiverse. You still got that on the side. And you have Lex Luthor in the box. And that's basically what you got. So I'm going to crack old Lexi Boy open. We're going to get further into this review. So here is Mr. Lex Luthor out of packaging. I got a brief look at him off camera. It's my first time looking at him out of the box. And I like his face sculpt a lot. It's very menacing. It's very Lex Luthor. He looks like Lex Luthor, straight out of comic book. So I'm going to get into the very glaring issue of my figure. And it's going to be pretty obvious from what you can see. So as you can see, obviously the problem is right on his nose. So I guess this was a defect figure. I got this figure from Amazon, like I said before, and he was $18 and change instead of him being $19.99. And he was used, so that means somebody previously had him. Now, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that somebody sent him back and probably got a replacement because of this glaring issue. And I really can't blame them, whoever the previous buyer was. I really can't blame them because it's very noticeable, and it's kind of pissing me off. And I kind of want to take it back and get me a new one. But I probably might try to just deal with it, or I might add a little paint myself and see what I can do with it and see how I feel about it. So the thing with his eyes looking off to the side like that, I don't think I have a major issue with it, but I don't like it either. I prefer his eyes to be looking more towards the center. That's just what I prefer my figures to be doing. It just looks better. This will probably take me some getting used to him looking off to the side like that. It'll probably take some getting used to. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. But I think the sculpt overall, his head sculpt, I think is fantastic. I think they did really good. I think his facial features are excellent. He has his shiny bald head. He's bald, as he should be because he's Lex Luthor. He has his power suit. His power suit looks great. All the detail and sculpting in that is excellent. The paint is good. It just could have been more paint. If they just would have put a little more effort and added some more wash, if they would have added some more wash, this figure would have been dynamite. Like, this figure just would have just excelled if they added just a little more paint, and a little bit of a wash to it. This figure would have been, like, no doubt a 10 out of 10. Like, everybody would have been in love with this figure. But a lot of people still like this figure, and for good reason. So you got like some zeros or some numbers back there going on. You see some cracks, like some dents and scuffs and stuff in his suit, which is really nice. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. So far I like this Lex Luthor a lot. It's meeting my expectations, except for that defect that I got on his nose. Um, you see the details in his suit. See his armor there. I like that a lot. You see more dents and cracks within his suit. Letting you know that he has some battle damage there, battling Superman or whoever else. You see some more wire works in his suit. He kind of has like a little Kryptonian, probably to mock Superman, but he got that little Kryptonian symbol there. See some more dents and cracks there. You see more wire works and I mean, this is done really well. This is done really fantastic. It's really great. See his knee pads there. That got marks and scuffs and everything on it. See his boots, got marks and scuffs and everything on it. It's done really well. It's done really, really, really well. Exceptionally well. It's done very good. Very, very good. Like, got the Lex Luthor butt. You got like these. You got like his bone, his spine there. That's really cool. You got that in the back as well. It's really dope. It's really nice. Got the pec holes at the bottom, of course. You got the purple in it. So the purple and green is done really well. It's done exceptionally well. It's done very, very well. So I'm going to stand him there. Trying to stand him up straight. So I'm going to stand Mr. Lex Luthor right there. So he's done really well. So let's get into his accessories. So he comes with a fisted hand and a open hand. So you got a fist hand and you got an open hand. That's what you got from Mr. Lex Luthor. Okay. Wait, let me see if that helps. Okay, that helps. Okay, you got the fisted hand. And you have the open hand. There you go. All right. And you have his display stand, of course, with the DC logo. I'm actually liking the display stands very much because it helps me with some of my other figures that doesn't stand very well. And you have his trading card. So you have the Lex Luthor trading card there. Pose with the bones, the Lex Luthor Power Suit, DC New 52. Like I said, I'm one of the few people who was a fan of the New 52. It wasn't that bad. But where some of the stories went, it was kind of bad. I think the best story out of New 52 was the Batman. So you can pause this and read up on it. And so let's get back to the figure, back to Mr. Lex Luthor here. That's for the details and everything. So let's get into his articulation. So his head can look up very good amount. He can look down very good. He does have attitude and nice rotation. You can get out of Mr. Lex Luthor there. You can spin his head all the way around, I guess, if you want. But it's very nice because this part right here is a very soft plastic, so you can get a lot of range out of his head, which is very good. That's very good. So you hear the ratchet in there. His arms can go that much. It can go around full 360. Upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. He does have a butterfly joint in there. Most of the Mcfarlane figures do. You can get a lot of posability from that. Oh, for the love of Pete. Had to plug it back in. All right, come on. There we go. Okay, now back on track. Yeah, so we have a full 360 wrist and hinge rotation. And you have a ball joint in his abdomen. You can crunch back that much. You can crunch forward a little bit, slightly. You can get tilt side to side and all kind of rotation, and also full around 360 rotation. He could split out about that much. Full splits. He does have an upper thigh cut in there. Not your usual, but there nonetheless. He can kick forward about that much. He can kick back about that much. He does have a double jointed knee. No boot rotation. He does have the toe hinge articulation, and he does have ankle pivot, and you can spin it all the way around thanks to this very annoying ball joint that I don't like and a lot of people don't like, but it's there. So that's your articulation for Mr. Lex Luthor. Indeed. So, I guess in my case, for people who has a spare kryptonite for Lex Luthor, I swapped out his hands because these are the alternate hands that he come with. Now, it's stupid that Mcfarlane gave him these hands, but it's awesome because for people who has a spare chunk of kryptonite like me, like I have, you can put that in his hand and pose him like this, which is great. But it's still stupid because there's a lot of people that doesn't have a spare chunk of kryptonite to put in the open hand that Mcfarlane included. So it's like a take that as you will. I mean, I don't really know what to say about that, so you could take that as you will. But yeah, so this figure is pretty dope. I'm feeling it a lot. So I am going to compare him to some other figures in the line. So here he is next to Red Sun Superman. And at first I thought he'd be taller than him. It's weird. Cause this Lex Luthor figure does look overly tall. I do have his knees bent a little bit, slightly. So I don't know if that factors in at all. Maybe it does, because I mean, he is standing straight up, but yeah, I mean, I thought he'd be a lot taller, but he matches up pretty well next to Red Sun Superman. Okay, so I guess Red Sun Superman is tall, but then again, I do have my Rebirth Superman bending. He is bending, so I guess that's why Lex looks taller than him. Maybe let me see if I can straighten my Rebirth Superman's legs out a little bit. Yeah, so I tried to straighten out my Superman's knees a little bit. I don't know, for some reason my figure just gives me a hard way with that. The display stand. Sorry, one more time, guys. Okay, I got Soups on the display stand, and yeah, I still think Lex might be a little taller than him still. So yeah, so Lex is still definitely bigger. I guess it's okay because he's in his power suit. So, and here he is standing next to my DC Direct Lex Luthor that I've had for so long, and that served me very well as my primary Lex Luthor that I've had for years. So, yeah. So he has finally been replaced, and it was needed. I needed an upgraded Lex Luthor for my collection, but he did serve me very well, and I enjoyed him immensely over the years. So, yeah, that's my ex-Lex Luthor. So my overall thoughts on this figure, I think it's a very solid release. I think it's very solid. The sculpting is exceptional. It's done very, very extremely well. It could have benefited from a little more paint and definitely some wash to it would have just excelled it to the next level. I was gonna ding it like a point or a half a point because of the issue that's on mine with the nose, but it's just one of those rare cases. It's not like it's on all the figures, so it's just mine that I got. So I'm not going to ding it for that, even though I kind of badly want to, but I'm not going to. But yeah, the sculpting is exceptional. The paint is good. The sculpting of his face is really great. Him looking off to the side like that, I'm gonna have to get used to it. I don't really prefer it. I prefer his eyes to look more forward. Um, and his accessories are fine. He should have came with a chunk of kryptonite like I have in his hand, but luckily I had a spare chunk of kryptonite of my own, so I was able to use it for him. And yeah, I think that this is a really, really solid figure. Do I think it's worth a pickup? Yes, I do. If you're a fan of Superman, you're a Superman fan, and you want a very solid Lex Luthor for your collection, this is a figure definitely worth picking up. The one hiccup with me with Mcfarlane figures is that sometimes he makes his figures just excessively too big. He can kind of tone it down a little bit. He can make it, like, I don't have a problem with big figures. Like, they look great, but sometimes he just goes a little too far. He can dial it down on, maybe like a half an inch or so. But yeah, this is a very, very solid figure, and I'm very happy with it. I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10 because it's a very solid figure. Like I said, I wanted to ding it a little bit for the nose thing, but it's just something that just happened to one of the figures. It just happened to be mine. That usually doesn't happen to me very often, but for some reason it happened to me this time, which probably explains why the person, whoever had it before, purchased it, must have sent it back. So I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to do with that, if I'm going to try to add some paint myself, or am I just going to leave it and deal with it. I'm going to have to decide. But this is a very solid figure. I definitely say it is definitely worth a pickup. Got mine from Amazon. I got it for less than 20, but now I know why. So that's my review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I have Lobo coming. Amazon still hasn't shipped my Lobo yet, so I don't know what's going on with that. But I'm very excited for that figure. I'm very excited. I was very excited for this figure. To have a updated Lex Luthor like this, I was very excited. So stay tuned for that, guys. And until next time, see ya.